just trying to wait for everybody to get settled. All right, the time is 6:15, excuse me. We're going to go ahead and get started with our student leadership debate. Let's give all of our candidates a round of applause. I know it's been a long campaign, got a little rough around the edges, and but all in all, everybody had fun. They enjoyed the experience. Get a little feedback on the microphone. Is that normal? Okay, so yeah, that's normal. All right, so the order that we're going to go into, but before we get into our candidates, I do want to make an announcement that one of our contestants, who's running on the polls, Miss Senior, sorry, not Miss Senior, but senior class presidential candidate, Mackenzie Wowo, she has surgery, had to go home to have surgery. She will be here this evening. Her flight was delayed due to the weather, so she will be here later on during the pageant. So if there is an opening, she's running on the polls, so all she needs is one vote. This microphone keeps going in. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3, 4, testing. All right, but she will be here. All she needs is one vote, to be elected as a senior class president. But all candidates who are running unopposed will today give their campaign spiel on why they should be in that office. All right, so first thing we're going to do is start with our sophomore class. Then we're going to work our way up to our junior class, senior class, of course. All as mentioned already, we'll be here a little later. Then we'll get into our vice SGA, or SGA vice presidential candidate, and then our SGA presidential candidates. Okay, so without further ado, I will welcome up our first candidate, which is our sophomore class presidential candidate. You may have the podium.
Good evening, everyone. I am Kayla Burden, and I am running as your sophomore class vice president for the year of 2022-2023, and I cannot wait to show you all what me and my
Hold on for one quick second. Adam, could you focus the camera on the young ladies? Thank you.
Hold on, I got you.
Good evening, students and staff. I am Jessica Harris, a rising sophomore with 29 figures responsibility. Many of you may know my face from the Miles Charlie billboards located at the city or just see my face on campus. From the first day that I set foot at Miles Charlie, I've done my best to be extremely hands-on.
I just said the two.
Recognized by the president and executive board member of the honors curriculum or an advocate for the economic and social justice center here at Miles Charlie. It probably won't surprise me that I decided to run for the sophomore class president in the 2022-2023 school year. If elected, I will try my best to make continuous improvements to the school for the rising sophomore class. I am running on the platform of revitalizing the sophomore class experience to bring back the pride and spirit through a series of events targeting the students' needs, for example, mental health and socialization. I've also decided to focus on community outreach events to spread the impact of Miles College throughout the city and surrounding areas. I've chosen to do this while focusing on two specific areas, the first being revitalizing the sophomore class experience through enhancing student life and opportunities while ensuring the voices of the students are heard. The second area that I've decided to focus on is revitalizing academics and campus safety here at Miles through ensuring the sophomore class is getting all the opportunities and resources they need to succeed here at Miles College while being safe. My personal philosophy is that I'm committed to do whatever it takes to succeed and learn by doing. I promise that if elected, I will do my best to guarantee throughout the entire school year. Today I'm asking for your vote as sophomore class president. Should you choose to elect me, I will listen to your concerns and work hard for you. Thank you.
Thank you so much. That
Yes.
was very inspiring. Sophomore
Yeah.
class.
Make sure you get the power of
This
it
is your
too.
candidate. Running on the polls, so make
The
sure
power bit,
you
yeah.
cast your vote. Next, we
This
will
is a
have
regular-
our junior
It's
class.
a regular power box.
Thank you, Mr. Rivera. We will have our junior class presidential candidate. Please take the
No.
podium at this time.
Good afternoon. First, I want to thank all the students, faculty, staff, and administration for being present today.
Yeah, like
My name is Kaylin Washington, a current first semester junior majoring in political science. I am running to be your next junior class president.
Nah.
Many of us want to change, but first, we must select the right people. As juniors, we are completely stressed out. In college, mental health is a significant concern. Even though we have counseling on campus, there should be a women's counselor because some female students are more comfortable talking with a female. Students are my biggest,
The other end
I'm sorry, excuse
what
me.
does it look like?
As junior class president, my goal is to ensure that
The
both
other end
female and,
what does it look like?
I'm so sorry, y'all. I'm nervous. Okay, as junior class president, my goal is to ensure that both female and male students have both someone they can talk to. One of my biggest goals for the junior class is to improve virtual learning. By enforcing that all teachers, even online professors, create a link, students may have access to a one-on-one Zoom call with their instructor.
Okay, what is the other?
Contacting teachers by email is not always the most efficient due to some instructors
So that's
not
like the part that goes
responding.
into the break.
Having this one-on-one attention from your instructor on Zoom will help students succeed and get the help they need. Another goal I have for my fantastic
Yeah,
class is to have better
that goes
activities on
into the,
campus. No one wants to sit in their
the
room all day and do nothing. So my goal as your junior class president is to bring back
okay,
more
so the
fun
part that
activities
doesn't
on
go
Miles
into the
College
block, what does that one
campus.
look like?
Even though COVID-19 is a big significant impact on campus, my goal is to not only
Okay.
have great ideas that we can be safe from COVID-19 so that we can enjoy our experience at Miles College. Even though I have many more goals I want to achieve in my class, my last important goal is to put students first and make sure their voice is heard. To all of my classmates, I am here to listen to all of your concerns and fight for a change. By electing me, Kaylin Washington, as your junior class president, you will elect a leader who cares, is honest, loyal, dedicated, a good listener, and never gives up. With that being said, I stand by my motto, pushing for progress. Once I would do it,
I
once I
just
would
sent you
do
another
it.
picture. Do they both look like that?
Good evening to the students, faculty, staff, and fellow candidates of the illustrious Miles College standing before me today. My name is Raquel Liverpool, a second semester sophomore majoring in political science, minoring in pre-law, and I hope to be your next junior class vice president. As vice president, my goal is not to only support President Kaylin Washington in her endeavors, but to listen to the voice of the students. We stand solidified on our motto of pushing for progress, as it is imperative that as the junior class's vice president, I help President Kaylin Washington provide students with the correct materials as well as guidance to a more successful college experience. One of the main grievances from the students is that they feel as though not enough academic support is being provided to them in regards to understanding the content of their majors. We plan to push for additional reinforcements in the LRC, as well as further mentor contacts for each major, so that students do not only have their professors to rely on. Also, as junior class vice president, I aspire to discover more possible job opportunities within the campus of Miles College. Being that students are so involved and dedicated to the institution in which they attend, many struggle with the balance of employment and the variety of commitments that they have at the school. Specifically targeted towards those who are enrolled in sports, the band, and various other organizations, it may be difficult to work around schedules. Myself, as well as Kaylin Washington, want the students of the junior class to prosper in all areas of college, while still being able to make a financial living, all in one place. Students on a college campus need someone who is willing to go above and beyond for them, and I know that Kaylin Washington, as president, and myself as vice president, will ensure a positive outcome. We are extremely reliable, trustworthy, relatable, and accountable. I only state these points in the hopes of truly making a real difference. Furthermore, vote for Kaylin Washington as your next vice president, and myself, Raquel Liverpool as your next, Kayla Washington as your next president, and myself, Raquel Liverpool, as your next vice president. Thank you.
Thank you, ladies. Now, we will get into the SGA vice presidential candidates. So will the candidates please take your place at the podium? Okay, first thing we want to do is have each candidate please state your name, starting.
Greetings, everyone. I am Kiera Dunlap, a current junior here at Miles College. Sorry, that's it.
That's great.
Hello everyone, my name is Brooke Jones and I'm a second semester sophomore.
All right, thank you ladies so much. So we're going to get into a series of questions. So I will ask both of you 2 questions. And then I will ask the shared question for both of you to answer. Okay. All right, first question. Starting with Ms. Jones. What do you see as the most important responsibility for this position?
What I see as the most important responsibility for my position is making sure that the president's vision is carried out and seen through all students, as well as assisting him in ensuring that the voices of the students are heard, so that we are continuously making improvements to make sure that the students' experience here at Miles is great, as well as coordinating and keeping abreast of the working functions of the Student Government Association, so that I can ensure that I'm fulfilling my duty as serving for the student body.
Thank you. Ms. Dunlap, how do you plan on being a contributing member to the Student Senate?
Thank you, Mr. Moody, for that question. With being a contributing member of the Student Senate, I plan on not only making sure that the class presidents are very involved and able to do everything that they promise. I also plan to being an advocate not only for our class presidents, but for every single student, every single student's concern, making sure that administrators know what's going on within the Miles College group chat and outside of there. All students' concerns are heard and shown. Yes, thank you.
Thank you. All right, coming right back to you, Ms. Dunlap. What position on the campus activity board would you like to enhance the most and why?
Thank you again, Mr. Moody. The position I would like to enhance the most within the campus activity board would be the promotion and organization of the campus activity board. Although the campus activity board has done an amazing job, excuse me, with creating events when campus is dry and things like that, I would love for it to be planned out more efficiently so that more students are known about the activities, with not only flyers being dropped in the group chat the day of, but information being posted around campus and in the group chats on social media a lot more efficiently, so that students are more involved and can plan their schedules more efficiently when things are more prepared.
Thank you for that answer. Okay, Ms. Jones, how do you plan on being impartial to SGA members and holding them accountable?
So I plan on being impartial to all SGA members and holding them accountable by setting ground rules and expectations from the very beginning, as well as showing that I can demonstrate those expectations that are set as well. And lastly, being clear on feedback and consequences.
Thank you so much. All right, so this next question is a shared question. So I'll start with you, Ms. Jones, and then Ms. Dunlap, you can answer the same question. What inspired you to run for this position?
So what inspired me to run for this position is my genuine passion for the students and being able to advocate for the students. I just love being able to share the concerns or voice the concerns of my peers so that we can make our experience better, not just for myself, but everyone, as well as me just having an open mind and willing to adapt to new things. And lastly, wanting to further my student leadership by not changing but improving what we already have and what's needed.
Thank you so much. Stella?
Thank you. But what inspired me to run for this position? So I have been on campus since August of 2019, and since stepping on this campus, I've always been very involved with student government. From my freshman year being on the freshman class cabinet, my sophomore year being sophomore class president, my junior year being junior class vice president, and with my tenure at Miles coming to an end next year, I just really want to do full circle and do full commitment to my campus with just bringing an overall great experience to all my classmates. I did attend Miles before COVID, and I know a lot of the sophomores through juniors, the sophomores and to the junior class, a lot of them haven't experienced the same Miles that I experienced in 2019 before COVID hit, like things such as music in the caf and just different things like that that really made me fall in love with Miles my first year. I know Rico and I just have a true passion of just really bringing Miles back to that, but better. We just want to see Miles flourish to the best of its ability, and we have great plans for that next year. So yeah.
Thank you so much, ladies. And before we leave, if you could just give your quick spill on why they should choose you for this office, starting with Ms. Dunlap.
Okay, thank you. So everyone, just as I just said, I have a true heart and passion to serve here at Miles College campus, and I truly believe Rico and I will be great candidates for next year. I hope you guys, I also want to just thank everyone who was running for every position, and with campaigning season coming to an end, it has been a true privilege running with everyone. But with that being said, I just hope everyone votes Rico for SGA so we can bring Miles back. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ms. Dunlap. Ms. Jones?
Hello again. I feel as though that I am a good fit for this position, seeing as though I have been active in Student Government Association before, as well as being a freshman class vice president and currently the sophomore class president. I've been working under Kevin since my freshman year, and him just mentoring me has given me the confidence that I know I'm able to fulfill the position as Student Government Association vice president. And I know Kevin's just been working so hard, and just working alongside him since my freshman year has really, I just love seeing him grow, and his passion for the students has really just, came onto me, and I want to be able to share his vision with you all because he just loves the students so much, and there's so much that he wants to do for you all. And I'm just here to just bridge that gap, and hopefully you will vote Keys administration. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, ladies, for this debate, and you may have a seat. Let's give them a round of applause, everybody. Did an awesome job. All right, finally, the moment you've all been waiting for. Next, we will have our SGA presidential candidates. Please take your place at the podium. Starting from my left, you can state your name and your classification.
Good evening, everybody. I am Rico C. I'm a junior, majoring in mass communications.
Greetings, everyone. I am Kevin Keys. I come from Detroit, Michigan. I am a political science major, and I am a first semester junior.
Thank you, gentlemen. We'll go ahead and dive right into the questions. We'll start with Mr. Keys. What are some of the current issues facing Miles students today, and how would your administration help resolve them?
One of the main ones is finance. No one should have to choose between paying for college and getting an education, and that's what's happening right now. So what we need to do is actually get more scholarships and more things and more outlets instead of loans. We need to sit there and use UNCF and things like that. So my team will actually work with UNCF to actually increase the enrollment through UNCF and not student loans.
Thank you, Mr. Keys. Mr. C, what experiences have prepared you for the role of president, and how will those experiences impact your leadership?
Well, for starters, I am the current second Mr. Miles. With that being said, being in that spotlight 24/7, there's cameras on you, people looking at you, people looking up to you, so you always have to hold yourself to a higher standard, making sure the people around you are elevated as much as you are as well. And on top of that, I am a part of a fraternity, KSI, and Star Wars once said that the band, Greeks, and SJ Royal Court run the yard. So with that being said as well, being Greek, you're in the spotlight as well. You're everywhere. You're at events. Everybody's like, oh my gosh, I want to be like you. So these positions have molded me to be the next SGA president, honestly.
Thank you, Mr. C. Coming right back to you, Mr. C. What are the top 3 qualities you think an SGA president needs to have?
Number 1 is confidence. If you don't believe in what you have going for yourself or your platform or just anything, period, how do you expect a group of people, how do you expect the student body to believe in yourself or what you have going? And the next thing is optimism, because of course being a president, you have to listen to everybody. You have to be creative and bring new things to the table, because that's what people are drawn to, new things, new ideas, creativity. And last but not least, you have to have perseverance. Due to the fact that once you're in that spotlight, you have to have tunnel vision, you know what I'm saying? And you have to be able to always keep your surroundings, you know, P's and Q's, and that's pretty much it.
Thank you, Mr. C. Mr. Keys, what is the job of an SGA officer?
Thank you, Mr. Mooney. The job of an SGA officer is to be the voice of the student body. It's also to make sure that the administration is actually listening to the student body and the needs of the student body. We also need to make sure that we look at the student handbook and the SGA Constitution, making sure that it is actually being fulfilled not only by the student body, but also the administration as well. It's also to make sure that the needs of every student is met as well. So that's the job of an SGA officer.
Thanks so much, Mr. Keys. Coming right back to you, Mr. Keys. If elected SGA president, what are the main issues students are having, and how do you plan to get them resolved?
All right, here we go. So I have a 7-point plan that I want to do for the student body, because I know that number 1, we have so many incompletes. And I know what we need to do is try to figure out how we can solve those incompletes. We have over 1,300 incompletes, so I want to work with my Secretary of Academic Affairs along with our provost to see is there any way we can do some type of study day or something where we can get those incompletes, maybe a whole week, where we're making sure that those are reconciled. We're going to make security respect each and every student and their privacy. I know that we've had some issues with our security, and my first priority, even as SGA Vice President, is to make sure that the students' safety is the first priority for everyone, and not just, administration, security as well, and anybody who works for the school and anybody who attends the school as well. I want to make sure that each student limit situation is actually livable. There's no issues. Mold in dorms, none of that. That's okay. None of that is anything. We need to do better, and I'm gonna make sure that the administration know that. I want to make sure finance is never an excuse. I talked about that briefly before, why our students do not graduate. We cannot make that an excuse. I want to continue to connect Miles College to other HBCUs. I want to be in that same conversation as Jackson State University and Southern University and FAMU. I don't want to just, oh, what is Miles College? I want you to know that I go to the illustrious Miles College. Affordable child care center for students with children. I know I spoke on that in the Miles College group chat, so anyone who's in there, I know that we received money and things to actually get that up and running, so we want to make sure that that actually gets running, because again, no one should have to choose between taking care of your child and getting their education. We also, the last thing, my 7 points, is to reevaluate our comprehensive fees. We have $650 that we're paying every semester. And we need to know what we're doing with that, and we need to make sure that it is going to the students and making sure that the students is getting what they deserve. And that is all.
Thank you, Mr. Keys. Mr. C.
Yes, sir.
What can you do that your opponent cannot or is not willing to do?
What I can do that my opponent cannot do is be a people's person. I'm more relatable with everybody. I feel like I'm on campus as a whole. No offense, I've never seen the opposing candidate go kick it at the square around Bass Hall, emergency pits, and actually get to know the people out there and actually get to know them. And stated last time in the last debate, he said, my opposing candidate said that he can get administration to listen. But I have a question. If you can get administration to listen, why is there so many problems students are still complaining about from the beginning of the school year? So I feel like I can really be the voice of reason for the students. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. C. I'm coming right back to you, Mr. C. What do you see as the top 3 issues? My apologies, let me go because we just had a question just like that. How do you balance your time between academics and extracurricular activities?
I'm gonna be honest with you. This campaign has been a test to that, honestly, because as both candidates, we really care about the student body, so we're putting time and effort and extra time that we normally would put to other things with this campaign. But normally, with even with campaigning, I try to knock out my homework first, get that out the way, then plan for the campaign, and then hopefully on weekends, if I am free, if I'm not done the campaign, like planning, then I hang out with my friends. That's it.
Thank you, Mr. C. Mr. Keys, where do you see Miles in 10 years, and how do you see the role of SGA growing and developing?
I love this question because, as a lot of people know, once I graduate, I'm hoping to get a job here at Miles. When I get my master's degree, I want to become a professor at Miles. And I'm really not going anywhere because I do see so much into Miles. I'm running for councilman in Fairfield and everything. When I see Miles, I see so much beauty. First of all, in 10 years, Miles College is not Miles College. Miles College is Miles University. We're going to make sure we say that out loud. So I see so much greatness. I see so many alumni coming back to actually work for Miles. I see so many people running, like, that's president of the college. I see SGA, like, actually having more positions on the board of trustees. I see them being more involved into the full experience of the college and the decisions that is being made.
Thank you, Mr. Keys. Okay, this last question will be a shared question. And this question is, if elected, what would be your priorities? I'll start with Mr. C.
My priorities, if elected into SGA, is of course, number 1, the student body, because without the student body, we wouldn't have a Miles College. So y'all would definitely come first. And then myself, because if I'm not doing what I need to do, how can I put my best work into y'all?
Thank you, Mr. C. Mr. Keys.
Well, the first thing I'm going to do is my priority is going to be the same priorities that it is now as me being the SGA Vice President is, like my opponent said, it's the students. Contrary to popular belief of my opponent, I actually have a great relationship with my student body. There are students that come talk to me about any and everything and know that I'm very relatable. I'm actually more relatable than you may think. But I will always make sure that the students' needs is always my priority. Whatever, regardless if it's a personal, or they need to talk to me personally, or if it's affecting the entire student body. It's my priority, and I'm there to help at all times. And as the student body know, you can call me at any moment, and I'm gonna be there.
Thank you, Mr. Keys. And thank you both candidates. So the last thing we're going to do is have each candidate give their closing remarks. So we'll start with Mr. Keys, since he was the last person to take the mic.
Thank you. Earlier today, Reverend Al Sharpton said, don't just study the history, but be the history. We can't just talk about we're going to just keep tradition how it used to be, but we got to create new ones as well. I'm here to do that. I'm here to help the student body make sure that the experience of Miles College is always their most memorable experiences in their early teens all the way up. And I love the student body, and whatever y'all need from me, y'all always know y'all can get it. And y'all know that the priority of y'all academics, y'all student life, everything is going to always be my priority. So that being said, thank y'all, and make sure y'all vote on February 24th.
Thank you, Mr. Keys. Mr. C.
Yes, sir. First and foremost, I would like to thank God, because without God, I would not be in this position at all. Since my freshman year to now, it's been growth, nothing but growth. Of course, I had a couple of obstacles, but I kept going. I just want to thank him first. Next, I would like to thank my campaign team. Y'all really become my family. Honestly, I love y'all. I can truly say I love y'all, and that's real. And to my family back there that drove from Mobile, Alabama to Tennessee and Atlanta, I really love y'all for this, because a lot of people are not doing this. And just the support period from the student body, from me becoming Mr. Miles, from me being a freshman till now, y'all have showed me love from top to bottom, and I just want to say thank y'all. Honestly, I'm really humbled to even be in this position, even be considered the SGA president, so just thank you, everybody. And also, one more thing, vote for me for SGA president for a promising future. Thank you.
Hey, let's give both candidates, all candidates, a round of applause. This was an excellent debate. Make sure on February the what? 24th. All right, so just to give you, before you guys leave, just to give the students some brief information. I did put it in the Miles GroupMe, but for those who don't look at GroupMe or have it on mute, or don't have GroupMe, the link to vote will be sent out the day of elections. We'll start, it will open up at 9 a.m. and it will close at 3 p.m. on the 24th. So make sure you check your emails. If you cannot get into your emails, today is Monday. You have Tuesday, Wednesday, and Wednesday to get with IT to get into your emails. Hopefully everybody should be in their emails, because that's how your teachers communicate with you. Yeah. And you got new iPads. So thank you guys for coming out tonight for the SGA debate. Once again, give everybody a round of applause. And in 10 minutes, the Royal Court Preliminary Pageant will begin. So once again, thank you guys. Can take your seat, and DJ IT, you can start the soft music as we get ready for the pageant.
How you doing, Doc? That's my soul right there. I got to go. That's my soul right there.
Don't finish. I needed you to open the door.
I said I held her. I didn't have a chance. Don't matter what you
Testing 1 2 testing.